I love monsters. For as long as I can remember, I've always loved them. I remember turning the big plastic dial on the family zenith, searching through the black and white blizzard containing the 4 channels we got, or almost got, until I found something good. That something could be a cartoon or a kid's show. I'd usually stop for one of those. But the one thing that was absolutely guaranteed to make me stop was the sighting of a monster. A monster was anything that stomped, stalked, staggered, or slithered, that walked, wiggled, or wallowed across the screen, outside of this realm and into the uncanny. Voodoo zombies and radioactive lizards, giant insects and prehistoric dinosaurs, humanoid robots and flying saucers, strange creatures from outer space or from deep within the Earth's core, man-made monstrosities or legendary nightmares, I watched them all. Even though I was frequently frightened by these monsters, often having nightmares, I just couldn't stop watching them. I remember some of those dreams almost 50 years later, mostly dreams of Frankenstein chasing me through swamps or crawling toward me in my bedroom. And I can vividly recall that those dreams were in black and white, just like the movies that inspired them. Why Frankenstein, and not any of the other countless monsters who preceded him? Perhaps because I saw him as much as a victim as he was a monster, a creature assembled from dead body parts and brought to life through lightning and pain. He never asked to be born, doomed to be abandoned by his creator, forced to awkwardly stumble across the land alone and confused, unable to communicate with the world around him. He truly was as emotionally weak as he was physically strong. The child that I was back then instinctively knew who the real monsters were in these pictures. The arrogant Dr. Frankenstein and his predecessors who meddled in God's domain, and the ignorant peasants with their pitchforks and their torches. I almost cried the first time I saw Frankenstein destroyed. If only he had had a friend. Growing up in the isolation of the country, I too felt Frankenstein's loneliness. For just as the house of Frankenstein held its mysteries, the house of my parents held theirs. And what has taken me an embarrassingly long time to realize, long after both my mom and dad had passed away, I came to realize why they discouraged my brother and me from having any friends outside of the family, why we didn't go to other kids' birthday parties or to outside events, and why few outsiders came to our home. For many years, my dad was an alcoholic, and my mother was a victim of depression. Facts I'm sure they didn't want to share with the rest of the world. Consciously or unconsciously, they sealed us up in the house with them and their secrets. Frankenstein's loneliness and isolation. Indeed, the loneliness and isolation of all monsters, cut off from humanity and condemned to forever walk alone in a hostile world. No wonder I love monsters.